get into the bargain bin. So as we always do, start off with the Epic Game Store because they're very consistent with giving us some free games. So the free games this week: Enter the Gungeon, God's Trigger, and 3 out of 10 Episode 3. So that's a continuation from Episode 1 and 2. Enter the Gungeon, I love this game. I gush about this game. You have it on Xbox Game Pass. Now you've got it free on PC. Please play it. I want to hear your thoughts on it. And then next week, Hitman is coming out. And also Hitman 3 has been confirmed. It's going to be an exclusive on the Epic Game Store next year. Another reason why people will hate Epic. And then finally, Shadowrun Collection is also free next week. So, geez, man, the hits keep on coming with the Epic Game Store.
Yeah, I'm super interested in trying Shadowrun. I've just looked up what's in the collection. I kind of wish they had the port of the SNES Shadowrun in there as well. That'd be cool. It's not.
Well, that was developed from memory from an Australian developer as well.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, they're usually quite generous, Epic, when they do have these collections for free. Like they, because people are a bit like, oh, are they going to, give away one game or just a trilogy and all this other kind of stuff? And it's like, no, they just go nuts and give away like everything that that's been ported to PC. So, when they did the Batman games, they ended up giving away, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and then also the Lego Batman trilogy. Like, it was just nuts all in 1 week. So, yeah, no, I'm going to be interested to see what games are on there as well. And moving to Nintendo Switch. So normally we don't have any Nintendo Switch sales, and Swinny did sort of go through his picks, but we finally do have that sale that we flagged a little bit earlier. So we have the winter sale. So this sale ends August 30. And, all of these games that we are going to talk about are at their lowest price ever. And I should just call out, we'll go through some games that are like under $5, $10, $20, and then just some other games that are out that are first party or of interest. So first one is Tokitori 2 Plus. So this is massively on sale. It's $2.25. I've bought this game. It's a bit of a Metroidvania. There's a really cool video on Game Maker's Toolkit that is around this game, and it's kind of like this idea that this game, you can do everything in this game from the start, but you kind of learn the mechanics through the game, and then you could play it again and actually sort of, get to the end, which is kind of cool. So this is a really well-regarded game, and it's dirt cheap, and that's the under $5 game. The under $10 game, Enter the Gungeon. Yes, it is free on PC. Not everyone has a PC, and it is on sale this week, so 50% off, so it's $8.75. The next game, and I thought this is quite topical, and this is under $20, Golf Story. So this is the lowest price it's ever been. It's $11.25. Fantastic game. And unfortunately, Sports Story is on sale, is delayed. So this will have to sort of fill your RPG, sports, sim, arcadey sort of vibes until you're happy for next year. The next one is Fitness Boxing, and why I included this and this is like under $50, so this is $48.95, is Fitness Boxing. A lot of people rave about this game, and I think Ring Fit is probably the one game you'd want to get if you want a fitness style game on the Switch. But, if you can't, and this is a digital game, a lot of people that I know who have this love this game. So Fitness Boxing, look at that if you want to pick up something while you're in isolation to keep yourself fit. And then finally, I just wanted to mention all the first party games, the key ones that are on sale. There's some more, but probably these are the big ones that I want to mention. They're all $53.30. Not the best price ever, but these are the best price they've ever been on this platform. And Nintendo doesn't often put their games on sale, so I always want to call them out. So Luigi's Mansion 3, Yoshi's Crafted World, and Splatoon 2. And especially with Splatoon 2, I think it's good to have it digitally. So, again, having these first party games for cheap is pretty cool. So it's nice to see a sale back on the Switch finally. And now over to Xbox.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty big week of announcements. Some of these were previously announced, but a big update for Xbox Game Pass with 13 new games being added, or some in
Which
now.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
And some new games, like brand new games.
Yeah, so available right now, we mentioned Microsoft Flight Simulator, so that's just on PC.
Which is crazy value. Crazy value. That's like $100 game in Australia, and it's like a part of the Game Pass. And you'd imagine probably always would be a part of Game Pass.
Yeah, because of the whole Microsoft, published games always being Game Pass, it's kind of like we knew that it was obviously going to be in Game Pass because anything that they publish is. So, but that's cool. You also had on PC Crossing Souls and Darksiders Genesis, which is great. On Xbox and PC right now, you can get Spiritfarer, which was in the Nintendo Indie World as well. Yeah. Battletoads, which I'll be giving my impressions soon. Don't Starve Giant Edition, New Super Lucky's Tale, Hypnospace Outlaw, and Tell Me Why Chapter 1, which was in the Xbox game showcase. Was it our first episode or our second episode? I can't remember.
I think it might have been the first.
Yeah. So coming on August 28th, you have Double Kick Heroes on Xbox and PC, and a big one, Wasteland 3, Xbox and PC. So I'm keen to try that out once I know that it's not broken, because the version of Wasteland 2 on the Windows Store I purchased for $60 and it was broken. So I'm a little burnt by them, but hopefully it's not the case. On September the 1st, PC is also getting Crusader Kings III, and probably the biggest game in this whole thing, other than possibly Flight Simulator, on the 3rd of September, Game Pass is getting Resident Evil 7 on Xbox and PC. So that's great.
So good. Yeah, like, I saw this really, interesting deal, let's just say, on how to get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I think that's what it's called. So that's the PC, console, Xbox Live, everything, for about $100 Australian for 3 years. And I was like so close to pulling the trigger, even though I don't have an Xbox, so it'd just be for PC. I'm like right on the threshold of getting onto the whole Xbox Game Pass thing. And then, and this is the thing, it's kind of interesting. Then it actually made me go, oh, maybe I should get an Xbox as well if I get this Game Pass thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the strategy, right? Like you said it, I think 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, and the whole Tell Me Why thing, that was from episode 2, by the way. But yeah, like, they really are service led, and it gets you interested in it from that perspective. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'll just get the whole ecosystem now that I'm on that.
The one thing to remember, though, if you're the kind of person that purchases games and leave them for a rainy day, it doesn't work that way, except for obviously the Microsoft published games. So they these titles do leave. There's a whole bunch of games that I've played and beaten, and they're no longer on the Game Pass. So it does kind of change your approach a bit, especially if it's a game that's not published by Microsoft. You're going to want to play them right away, especially if it's a game that you think is going to take you a good 50 hours to beat.
Yeah, and I think that's where I struggle because, so like I did not give you warning of this, but I was so close to pulling the trigger. I sat down and said, okay, I'm going to look through every single game that's on Xbox Game Pass and then go, should I get this or not, right? And I was like, hey, wait, I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was on it. And I went through the whole list and I didn't see Red Dead Redemption 2. Am I wrong? Is that still on it?
I'm not sure. If it may have been removed since. But
was it on it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I seem to recall that being an announcement at some point, but I mean, games that stay on for 3 months and then will leave.
Okay. No, so it did come on it, and then it left.
Yeah. So that's just
so it came on in May and then left in September.
Yeah, that's still a decent chunk of time if you wanted to play the game, though. So
this is not for me. So this is like the thing. I'm like terrible with the backlog. And just with the whole kids thing, it's just like sometimes I have more time, sometimes I don't.
That's why I went out of my way to mention it. Is that it's for people that tend to like acorns, like you're a squirrel. I'm storing all these games for that rainy day. That's not the service. Like the service isn't like that, but still the value is still ridiculous. That I have gotten value out of it just by not having to pay for instance, Crosscode. I would have actually bought that game if I didn't have Game Pass. And I've probably already made my money just by playing that this month out of what I would have spent like $30 normally. So,
yeah, you definitely, I'd say more than anyone, you'd get your money's worth from this stuff because you're more of an Xbox gamer anyway. And, like the amount of value you'd get from just saving on Flight Simulator, maybe you'd never buy it, but, you get a lot of fun out of it, 95 gigabyte download. For you, that's small. That's nothing. I'm really close to it. I think if I did have an Xbox, I'd definitely get it. So yeah, we'll see how the next gen plays out and which one I choose to get. And not that we're not throwing love to PlayStation, it's just for us there has to be something really interesting and not just the general sales that they have on PlayStation at the moment. So as they do have some really interesting sales there, we'll definitely highlight them as well. And I'm really keen to when the Game of the Year editions for some of the games that came out last year start to come out. So we'll definitely call that out.